Hi, I'm Jared, and we are here at Gen Con Indy, and I'm with the director of Good Games Publishing, Kim Brebach.
Hi.
And so, as some of you may know, CMON and Good Games recently entered into a partnership to publish Monstrous and Unfair outside of Australia in English and French. And we're super excited to have these games as part of the family now.
Yeah, we're excited too.
And to get those out there. And so, Monstrous is a dexterity-based game, but there's a bit more to it. Could you tell us a little more about that, Kim?
Yeah, sure. We call it a tactical dexterity game. You've got cards that have specific monster powers on them, and we've made it as thematically deep as possible and really rich. So, for example, if you throw a monster that lands on a Gorgon card, the Gorgon card kills the monster that hits it. And if you throw a dragon, the dragon will kill every monster that it hits because it's got a breath weapon. So we tried to make it both thematically dripping with theme. You are actually wrathful gods throwing monsters, literally throwing them at the table. So we tried to take dexterity games to the next level and try to make the most tactically and strategically advanced dexterity game on the market. But it's a light, fun game. It might be the intro game to your games night, just to warm people up. You're standing around the table laughing at each other. A bit of Schadenfreude in there as people miss their cards.
Exactly.
But some great combos in there as all the card powers interact. So that's why we say tactical dexterity, because you really got to think about what card you're going to throw, what you're throwing it at, and then pull it off with a good throw. And the throwing's kind of like a randomizer mechanic where you might hit your target exactly as you want it, or you might hit it slightly as you want it, or you might miss and something bad might happen.
That's
so
cool.
it's good for laughs. And it's there's not really any other games like it around.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really neat that it seems to fit a space in the market that's not quite there, because there are those dexterity games out there.
That's right.
But this does bring a certain level of strategy to it that is not doesn't eliminate players in a way from who maybe just like the simpler strategy or simpler dexterity games, but it just kind of takes it to that next level, which I really enjoyed. And you mentioned it's very thematic. So, and you mentioned that we're gods and we're throwing monsters. So where is it set? Like what is, because the art is wonderful.
It's set in archaic Greece, so it's like, 1000, 1500 BC in a kind of mythic era where all the heroes were. The game doesn't really feature the heroes yet. That's possibly going to be an expansion that comes up down the line with heroes and gods. But you're really throwing ancient mythological monsters like the Hydra, dragon, manticore, phoenix, sirens are in the mix, Gorgons there obviously, and we've got giants, cyclopses.
So all the things you love about ancient Greece mythology.
And they all do the kind of things you'd expect them to do as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, we have Monstrous coming from you guys.
Yep.
But also there's Unfair.
That's right.
Which is a game where you're every player is trying to make their own theme park and make kind of the best theme park.
That's right.
And it's a little more in-depth game than Monstrous, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Unfair is a tableau building theme park game. So you're making your theme park in front of you using a kind of row selection mechanic. So you're choosing cards from a market to build into your theme park and upgrade your attractions with. So you're trying to make attractions that are quite high and tall. You're trying to stack cards under them and chain up extra income every turn and score extra victory points at the end of the game for your tall rides and things like that. So it's fundamentally an economic and building game, trying to make a theme park that makes money. It's really hard. Sometimes you borrow money to make money and stuff like that. But a lot of the cards that you build into your theme park, you're looking for efficiencies, you're looking for combos, and you're trying to really work out how you can kind of navigate the difficulties of building a theme park. At the same time as the city is trying to maybe initially enhance your theme park building capacities, and later in the game they're starting to crack down on the theme parks, which are taking over town and everything's going crazy, so you're fending off the city bureaucrats from doing safety inspections and this and that. But you're also up against all the other players in the game. They're your rivals. They all want to make the best theme park in town as well. So you've got to either take them down if they're in the lead or defend yourself against them if you're in the lead. So there's a few event cards that you can play nice for yourself and boost yourself up, or nasty on them if you need to take them down a notch or two.
So one of the things when we were playing it yesterday, actually, that I noticed, and it kind of fits with Monstrous, is how thematic it really is. Because you really get into telling the story of your theme park as you're like building roller coasters, and like mine started as really dinky, it just had fast food in a park, right? And then it's like I got a roller coaster and it was vampire themed. So there's like different themes you guys are including, right?
The base game comes with 4 themes: vampires, jungle, robots, and pirates. And each of the theme is a different deck of cards. And as you play, if you're playing a 3-player game, you're going to choose 3 themes. You're going to mix those cards together into common card pools of park cards, event cards, blueprints, and those cards kind of have a thematic focus. So the vampire theme, for example, is all about having really deluxe rides. Everything's got velvet on, everything's all plush and beautiful. More expensive for it, but you get greater rewards. But they also have many more staff members, and they have mind control powers over other people's staff members. So there's a lot of controlling staff in that. Whereas Pirates is all about making giant rides with giant loop-a-loops on it and stuff like that. And Robots is all about build efficiency. You get free builds. Just try and build up your attractions or reconfigure your park using mechanical robot technology and stuff like that. So the themes really come through the theme packs, and we hope when we kickstart the game we'll get a few extra theme packs in the base game, so that when you play a subset of 3 or 4 of the 5 or 6 theme packs that might come in the game, you're getting a different experience every time. The game has this unbelievable replayability because you got a market selection mechanic on top of different themes interacting, people squabbling over cards and different events that you can play optionally. So we're just getting some fantastic feedback about how variable the game is and how much you can just explore different strategies in the game. And that's something we've really tried to build into the game, is depth, replayability. The framework for the game is actually quite light. It's not a complex game to understand how it plays, but the detail in the game takes it to another level in terms of just how many different routes you can explore throughout the game.
Well, excellent. And so you mentioned that it's coming to Kickstarter. You guys are going to be having that. What date will people be able to find that on Kickstarter?
August 16th. If all goes to plan, August 16th, we'll have it on Kickstarter, and you guys will hear about it, I'm sure. Awesome. Yeah.
So again, CMON, Good Games Publishing, bringing you Monstrous and Unfair, and check out Kickstarter soon for Unfair.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining
Jared.
us, Cam.
Thank you.
Bye.